Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhasi Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 28 of Ayodhya Kanda. In the previous chapter, we were seeing Rama who came to meet Sita. He is telling her that he is going into the Dandaka forest for 14 years on exile, and he is trying to convince her to stay back in the palace to take care of his aged parents. However, Sita went on explaining where exactly a woman as a wife finds her real life, and she is insisting that she would like to accompany Rama into the Dandaka forest because they both are partners in life, and whatever that comes in their life, they need to share among themselves in partnership, and she is insisting on that. However, Rama still is not ready to take her into the forest. He goes on explaining her what all will be the problems of living in the forest. And observe throughout, never once he says that taking you will be a problem for me. And he goes on saying that what problems Sita will going to face by going along with him into the forest. The virtuous Ramachandra, devoted to truth, reflecting on the hardships to be borne in the forest, in spite of Sita's entreaty, was unwilling to grant her request. Once more he addressed the weeping Sita, insisting she should not accompany him, saying, O Sita, you are nobly born and devoted to the practice of virtue. Remain here, continuing to act righteously. O frail princess, act according to my will. Life in the forest is fraught with misery. O Sita, relinquish the thought of sharing my exile. Many are the dangers there. The forest is named Antara, meaning it is unfit for human habitation. For your own well being, I advise you to remain here. In the forest, there is no comfort. The rivers issuing from the mountains are difficult to cross. The lions roaring in the mountain caves strike terror in the heart and render the forest perilous. Therefore, remain here. O Sita, many wild beasts wandering at will in the forest may assail you. Therefore, life there is full of danger. The deep marshes and the rivers infested with crocodiles are difficult to cross. Even an elephant may find them impossible. Many savage elephants wander here and there. Assuredly, the forest is replete with perils. Waterless are the paths covered with thorns and poisonous creepers. There the hoarse cry of a wild fowl re-echoes. The forest is a source of suffering. Very wearied by journeying, the traveler finds no silken pillows nor a soft couch, but at night must sleep on the bare earth. His bed are the fallen leaves. Verily, the forest is a source of suffering. O Sita, in the forest there is nothing to eat save the fruit that has fallen from the trees. With this, the traveler must be satisfied day and night. Therefore, the forest is a source of suffering. O daughter of Mithila, fasting to the utmost extent with matted locks, wearing robes of bark, one must constantly worship the Devas and Pitras and offer respectful hospitality to the unexpected guest. Thrice daily must ablutions be performed by those who live according to the prescribed ordinance. Therefore, the forest is a source of suffering. O youthful princess, it is necessary to make offerings of flowers on the altars plucked by one's own hand as ordained by the sages. Because at least in the palace there will be so many maid servants who are ready to help at every step for every aspect. but in the forest, they need to take care of themselves. A dweller in the forest must be satisfied with whatever food he can obtain. Therefore, the forest is a source of suffering. Great storms visit the forest, covering it with darkness by day. Constant hunger and many other perils prevail there. Therefore, it is a source of suffering. O beautiful one, great snakes and pythons dwell in the forest. Serpents, as torturous as the currents of the river, live in the waters and obstruct the traveler's path. Therefore, the forest is a source of suffering. O delicate princes, scorpions, poisonous reptiles, hornets, and mosquitoes afflict one constantly in the forest. Therefore, the forest is a source of suffering. O charming princess, the forest is filled with bears, harsh grass, and gnarled trees obstructing the way. It is therefore a source of suffering. Life in the forest is full of conditions adverse to the body and manifold dangers. It is therefore a source of suffering. O sweet Sita, dweller in the forest must relinquish anger and avarice and practice severe penances, nor must fear visit him in the mid of alarms. Do not therefore consider entering the forest which is not meant to be your lot. Reflecting carefully, I see not but suffering in the forest for you. Thus Rama disclosed his mind to Sita and sought to dissuade her from entering the forest. But the princess, sorely distressed, unable to consent to his counsel, then made the answer. Thus ended chapter 28 of Ayodhya Kanda under Ramayana. And if you observe here throughout his convincing talks, Rama never ever even once told that by taking Sita it will be a trouble for him. That is how is supposed to be an attitude of an husband. Accompanying of a wife in his life is never should never be treated as a burden by him. Should never even once he should say that she is creating trouble for him. Throughout he should be looking only into what troubles his wife is facing and try to get rid of the trouble. To take a good care of his wife to make sure that whatever troubles she is having, whatever problems she is having, that need to be looked into. A woman can face, a wife can face any trouble in her life, any problems in her life, and the only thing which she never want to hear is that she herself is a problem for her husband. That is the only word which she never would like to hear from her husband. If the husband never tells that word, if the husband never gave her even a feeling that she is creating trouble for him, if a husband is taking such a good care of his wife, certainly his wife will make the life of her husband a real heaven. But if it by any mistake, if he treats her as a burden, then certainly she will going to make his life a real hell. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.